welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode I will be talking in English, as you may already have noticed. And in this episode I want to show you 3 different games again, which will be Food Run, MarbleWokaWoka and Brotherhood of Violence. My name is Jared, and as always I'm using a small little setup here, which I want to show you a little bit about at least. This is the Arc mouse, which is a mouse input device for me here. I will be using the Foldable keyboard for keyboard input, of course, and I will be using the Xbox One as a wireless controller in this episode for even 2 games, because they can be played with a gamepad, and it's really nice to play those games with a gamepad, so you may want to test that out if you have a gamepad around. Yeah, and of course the core of this whole setup is, as always, the Lumia 950 XL at my place here, which with a Mozo cover at the back, which is a saber wood cover, I think it's called like that. And of course this is a smartphone which is Continuum enabled, which enables us to do all of these. And like that, there is a USB-C connection available at this point. And this cable, this USB-C cable, is connected to a display dock at the side here, and the display dock itself is connected to the TV, and like that we can use the smartphone more or less like a PC, close to it at least. And if you want to know more about that, please have a look at the corner there. You might find a video there which will show you a little bit more about this whole setup here, and then I would say I have talked enough and we can start with the first game. And the first game is Food Run. I'm going to go to my all apps list here at this point, go to all apps, and I'm just searching for, it's called the Food Run. So there it is, the Food Run. And in the end, what this is about is more or less a small fella who is trying to eat food, of course. And it's more or less like a Pac-Man setup or something, I'm not sure. So you are some kind of a small ball, more or less, which is trying to eat food all the time. And the hard part about this game is that you have to let's turn down the volume with my volume keys here on my Foldable keyboard a little bit. The hard part about this is that you have to make very strategic movements there, because you only have a couple of turns for instance in some situations, and the little player here will go on in one direction as long as it's not hitting any kind of obstacle, and like that you really are quite limited in how you move here. And this is all that the game is about. This game is Xbox One Live enabled, or Xbox Live enabled, and like that you can play it on an Xbox 2, and like that it's really a good thing to play it with a gamepad, and because of that I will be doing that. For navigating in the menu and stuff like that, you can of course use the gamepad, but I like to use the mouse for that, so I'm going to go to the options here just to show you what is available here, and I will just turn down the volume here a little bit. And as you can see, we can use, for example, the options to set stuff up, like for example the volume, of course, and if you want to get some hints, but in general you should play it with hints for the first time at least, so everything else is uninteresting for us here. We could have a look at credits or exit the game, but of course we want to start the game now. So, and there are really a couple of levels, as you can see here. So you may want to play them all, of course. It's going to be 64 of them, and some are very easy, some are quite hard. So let's start with the first one, just to show you how the game is working and what's going on here. Yeah. So, and here's a hint, of course, because we are going to get some kind of information at the start, of course, so what we want to do. And as you can see, as long as we are not hitting a wall, for example, it's going to be all in that direction all the time. You can't stop it if you started to go in one direction. This means that, for example, you can create some kind of an infinite loop or something, and like that you would have, of course, lost this game. And so you should be very aware of where you are going and what you are doing here. Okay, so we are going to click on OK. And now, as you can see, this is your play character more or less, and if I'm now, for example, hitting in one direction, it's going to go to that direction till it hits one of the walls, of course. And after that we can, of course, go up, for example. And after that we can go just to the left, and like that we have more or less solved this level here, and quite good. As you can see, we have different things here on the right side, and for example, it's going to be how many of the fruits are still available, how many moves you made to get all the fruit, because you are getting a rating at the end, and the rating is highly dependent on how many moves you did, and of course if you got all the targets and what the best play you did till now was in this level and stuff like that. So, at the moment we just got everything we wanted, so go to the next level. And at the start it's really quite simple to do this. As you can see, we have our little character here, and now we need to go to the other side, of course. After that we can see there's an obstacle, so we just have to move up. Okay, that was a bad one for me. And of course we have to go down. This is something you really have to be aware of your stick here, because otherwise you can't really go in the right direction there. And I just was a little bit occupied with doing stuff, for example explaining stuff to you, and because of that I had that problem. Okay, so here's the next one, and this is already a little bit harder to do. As you can see, we need to go to all these different types, because we want all the different fruits to be collected here. And like that, let's have a look what we can do here. Go up, of course, go here. At this point now it really doesn't matter in which direction we are going for the first, but it worked out. Yeah, this is more or less a game. Just increasing the volume a little bit again. Yeah, this is more or less a game. You can see it's not always fruit, even if it's called a fruit run or a food run, of course. So in this case we are trying to get some cupcakes or whatever that is. So let's see what we can do here. I think this was a bad move from me, because now we have to go back all this part here to go here. I think this was bad, yeah, passable. So let's retry that and see if we can do it better. Because first, of course, we should maybe go around and try it in this way. And like this, we have a couple of moves less. And so, wasn't the best run we could have done, as it seems. So we need to go and try it again and find a better way to do that. But in the end, this is a game. It's quite fun to play, it's nice, you have to think a little bit about it, and it's not that hard to play. And it has this Xbox One wireless controller support and gamepad support in general, of course. And probably a couple of nice hours to play with it, because there are a lot of levels available here. So have a look at it, it's a cool thing, try it out. Okay. So let's have a look at the next game on the list, which is MarbleWokaWoka. And this is quite a cool game. I remember a game called something with Montezuma, I'm not sure. But it's quite the same, so you're going to maybe know about it. We never had such a game on the channel till now, so I can't tell you or show you another game where it's the same. But you will see what I'm talking about here. And of course I did a typo at this point here. And probably another one, I'm not sure at the moment. Yeah, there was another one, but here it is. MarbleWokaWoka. This is a game, as I told you before, it's called, I don't know, Fluch von Montezuma or something in German, I'm not sure. But it's quite cool to play. It's about more or less a little turtle which is placed on a certain position on your game screen. And the turtle is going to fire some kind of bubbles or marbles around, and other marbles are trying to close in. There we are. And you have to be quite fast to connect several marbles from the same color, for example, to get those marbles out of the way. And you only have a certain time to do that, because otherwise some other marbles which are coming to go will close on you, and if they are hitting the aim, then you have lost, and you have to prevent them to hit the aim there. So let's have a look at that. As you can see, this is our character we are playing. He's in the middle of the game normally, and he's firing in the different directions there. And of course we can just go to play or to connect to Facebook or something, but nothing really special here. So click on play in this case. I'm of course using the mouse to play this game. I don't think there's something else to be played that with. And as you can see, I'm quite far, but we can of course start with the first one just to show you how this game is played. And since this is a game which is highly dependent on speed, not for the first levels, but still, I will try to move around so I can better click on stuff and try to do that better. So, first off, let's play. There are going to be power-ups and stuff like that. And as you can see, here is our little fella, this is our little hero, and the marbles are coming in. And if we are trying to get stuff like this, so you can, for example, create holes in the game, as you may have noticed already, so that the marbles from the behind are not closing in too fast, and you gotta get a little bit of time to play around with. And as you can see, we just have to move our little hero here in one of the directions. And there are a couple of power-ups. For example, this one had one, it's called Stop, as this marble here was too. And you're going to have a couple of power-ups in this game, for example like the Stop one, or one that will rewind the marbles more or less, and stuff like that. It's quite easy to play the first level, of course, but it's not that easy, especially if you're playing it with, for example, a mouse. It's much easier, I think, with touch play, but in general we are trying to find some kind of an game here, so it should not be too easy to play. So I think it's quite a nice thing to play it on the Continuum Gaming part here. As you can see, here is our current state. We are at rank 2 here for the level 2 we have played here, and like that you can of course try to play this game over and over again and be better than before. Okay, and there is another fella. For the first couple of levels you may notice that the playing ground is always the same, but that will change. So there are going to be different things here, and the stone marble you saw there is something you want to collect. Other marbles should not be brought into the aim at this point, but stone marbles are for some reason a good thing to play with. And as you can see, we have a quite hefty, cool power up here to play with, and now we can, for example, just kill this. There's another stone marble coming around here. As I said before, we want to collect that. The good thing about that is we are more or less forced to collect it, because there is no other option for us to play this game, because there is no other stone marble we can shoot at that one. And like that we got this little game level here done. And that is because in the end there are different aims to be played here in this game. So for example, there is an aim to collect as many as possible marbles. There is just some kind of a limit of marbles, how many there are and stuff like that, and you just have to kill them all. Or you, for example, are searching for the stone marbles to be collected and stuff like that. There's a couple of different options here. And it's quite a nice game. I like it. It's nicely done and a very, very good iteration of this Montezuma stuff I told you before. And yeah, try it out for this kind of gaming, for stuff like sitting on the bus stop or whatever. This is quite a nice thing to play, and you should have a look at it. So let's have a look at the next game, because there's not much I can show you here. Of course, we have some kind of a lottery here if you want to play that, and you are collecting, of course, some kind of money here to do stuff with. If you are losing one of the hearts here. So till now I only lost at this last level at this point. I'm not sure what's happening after that, if there is going to be another level after that. I think so, that there's another island I'm going to play at the next part, but I'm not sure about that, so just try it out. Till now I could not solve level 10 here, so maybe next time around I can tell you more about it or something. Yeah, and so, or of course you could try it and tell me more about it in the comment section below, for example. Okay, so just let's go out there and have a look at the last game. And the last game is one that is, yeah, quite complex, if you ask me. It's in 3D. You're going to play a fighter, more or less, and it's about some kind of a gang, more or less, which is trying to get the highest rank in Kung Fu or something. And like that, they are trying to overrun more or less one of the temples where there is a very mystical stuff going on. Just have a look at the game. I will show you the first intro of that, and just have a look what's going on there. In the end, we are going to play this with the Xbox One's wireless controller again, and of course I'm going to start it now by clicking on this my apps list here, going to Brotherhood of Violence, there it is, and I'm just starting that up. And let's have a look at the intro, because it's quite a nice one and you may like that. Yeah, and there we are. This is more or less a bad guy, and you can choose from a couple of different designs and stuff like that to play the good guy. And what's going on here is more or less you are a guy who wants to get out of a gang. And this is more or less the leader of the gang, and the leader of the gang won't let you go because it's a Brotherhood of Violence or the Brotherhood of Dragons. I'm not sure what the gang is called. And of course you're trying to get out of that gang, and it's hard to get out because you have to fight all of them. And this is more or less what this is all about. It's really quite a nice game, I think. So yeah. Let's have a look. We can of course play the game, go to the options, go to challenges and buy stuff. What I want to use here is of course the Xbox One's wireless controller, as I mentioned before, and you can see this little arrow, and with that I can even navigate through the menu here, so it's fully controllable by the gamepad. And for that I will go to the options here first. Have a look at that. As you can see, we can play it with keyboard, with joystick, which is a gamepad in this case, touch or floating D-pad, so something on the screen more or less that you can manipulate. I don't really like that. This game is going to use vibrations, and I think you can't set that to off, because if you are using a gamepad, the gamepad will, for example, vibrate if you are hit by an enemy or something. So yeah, it might be a little bit hard on your batteries if you're playing this, but whatever, it's a game, and it's cool to see that this is really possible to be done even on the Continuum platform here. So cool thing, play it with that, and yeah, what you can see here is we have some kind of the option to set up a volume, of course, and how loud the voices, for example, should be. We can set up a couple of shadow stuff and graphic stuff here. We can leave everything here as it is, more or less. And now I'm going to go to the screen again, have a look at the challenges if you want to, but we are going to start the game here. So just hit A for that. Now you can, for example, play with a couple of different slots here. So just to start again from the start, I will choose a new one so we can have a look at the intro, of course, and stuff like that. So just go to that. Now you can choose one of the fighters you want to play with. It's going to be in 3D. It's yeah, semi-realistic 3D or something. I'm not sure how to call it, but it's quite cool and it's really running quite smoothly, even with the graphic stuff I showed you in the options before turned on all over again. So just try it out. Now just get one of those guys you want to play here. For example, I don't know, this one or whatever you want to play. It doesn't really matter. So why not Sean? Karate Sean. Yeah, and now you can, for example, try to customize this fighter. We will have a look at that just to show you what's going on. In general, I'm not customizing him. It's about how his head looks, how maybe he has tattoos and what he's wearing and stuff like that. So, as you can see, just have a look at that. You can, for example, have a look at his body, how he should look there. You can have a look at his skin color, hairstyle, face hair, and so on and so forth. So if you want to give him a mustache or something, you can do that. And as you can see now, more or less everything that is changing is his belt there and stuff like that. It really doesn't matter much. So if you don't want to do it, just go back out with, I think it's B. So pressing B will bring you out of these screens there. And if you are ready to go, just hit X to play this, of course this button. And if I do so, we will start with this character to be played with. And of course you can customize your gaming character, which is nice. And now let's go to yes and start with playing this. Yeah, if there is this stuff, and there we are in the intro.
I won't let you pass! Really? That all you've got? My turn. You're not a worthy opponent. I will defend the temple with my life! I'll put an end to that now. The time has come for me to finally get enlightened with the secret of the White Dragon. Please, don't! That's exactly what I must. Fear is the only thing I don't know.
Fear is the only thing I don't know.
Nothing but darkness. Stars without light floated in space. All there existed was a great white dragon who spent her days sleeping around one star, covered in silence. Then, one day, another dragon appeared in space, a black one, a male. He awoke the great white female. As dragons can barely stand one another, the mating ritual is rarely a pleasant experience. The fight that resulted was terrible. Some call it the Big Bang. In the center of the chaos, Earth was born. A perfect resting place, their power was sealed in the temple, protected by the clan of the White Dragon. Whoever tried to claim the power of the dragons would suffer the wrath of the son of the White Dragon.
Yeah. And what did he say? Good. Everything is going as planned. Start phase 2. So, he wants a normal life. He doesn't believe in our ways anymore.
there you have it. It's more or less some kind of a creation story, I think a Chinese one or something, where dragons are fighting or mating more or less and fighting because dragons can't stand each other. And like that the world was born, and he is a gang leader who more or less tried to get or gain this power from the white dragon, which is one of the dragons which formed the world, of course. And like that, he's quite an hard enemy to be fought against.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I guess I wanted to see you. Can I still practice here? You've always been welcome here. But I'm not training with Big Boss's Brotherhood. I'm out. Are you? Well, I did not know. It is good you left this Brotherhood madness. A real good thing. Your mother would have been proud. Should have got a decent life while she was still there to be proud of me. What's done is done. You can't change the past. Now, about the future, let's see how ready you are.
Yeah, and there you can see this is the game graphics. It's all the same, more or less, as in the intros, of course. It's quite nice. It's not perfect, but I think for a game on a smartphone, it's really not bad. And as you can see, we are this character. This is one of our buddies, more or less. And we tried to leave the gang, of course, or we left the gang. And like that, we are now playing with him or training with him. And it's quite nice to have this kind of a tutorial. So just use your gamepad to play the tutorial here. Try some basic moves like going left, of course, going down, right, and stuff like that. Nothing special there. If you hit X on your keyboard or on your gamepad, then it will try to do some kind of an attack. We can, of course, fight in different directions if you want that to be. So if you are going to click on this part, and you will need this because there are going to be enemies which are coming from each direction later on. And now we just want to do some kind of a combo, for example, if you hit it several times. Oh, and he got us. Quite hard even. Come on. So blocking with the J button, as you can see. If you want to go back, you can of course use this kind of backflip, for example by doing J and the back position there. After that, to run, we can do the same in this right direction by forwarding, running him over. Then you can move between different levels on the screen, which is cool too. So it's called lane, whatever. And if you, for example, want to jump, you can just jump with A, or jump over your enemy, for example, by doing that. There will be weapons, later on at least, so we can just use them.
I got it!
Click on B to get them, and now we can just hit our guy here with our weapon we got there.
Your skills were wasted in the Brotherhood.
And that's how to play this game.
And what about your brother? He told me... Hold on. Yeah?
Did you really think you could leave us like this? Your family?
You know nothing about family.
Well, we do know a bit about yours, now that we have your brother.
What do you mean? Where is he?
He is with us, as you should be.
I'm gonna find you, and you're gonna be sorry when I do.
Try it. Just try it.
I gotta go. Go? Go where? I need to find my brother. Why didn't we listen to her? We should have never joined Big Boss's Brotherhood. I'll go see Shadowskull. This turf is near the station. He may know something. I got a bad feeling about this. A very bad one.
Yeah, and this is more or less the first stage, first level, whatever. Every level after that is quite hard to play. Because of that I just switched to this position to play it in a better way. And as that you can, for example, see if I'm using this this gamepad for that. And yeah, the storyline is more or less that our brother got into the gang too, and we can't leave because our brother is there and we need to get him out there. You can even see what you are going to want to do here if you are clicking on the buttons which are shown there more or less next to the buttons on the screen. So going to the next one is just done with A. And let's have a look at the first level, which is already quite hard, just to tell you. There are a couple of enemies here. In the game itself there is no voice output anymore because it's just too much and it would just get on your drive space probably. So where's Shadow Scout? He won't speak to someone who quit, and because of that I have to fight all of them. It's very easy, or a very simple setup here while we are fighting those guys. And there are a couple of moves we can do here. Got that one. And as you can see, there are a couple of enemies going to fight against us here. There are possibilities to get... Whoa, whoa, whoa. And we can, for example, kill him afterwards with the B button, which is always this red button there. We get some kind of an outstanding move, whatever. And now we got him too. There is a second one, and this one is really hefty to fight against. He will kill you in a couple of seconds more or less, if you are not really... Am I already dead? No. You can of course see your health bar up there.
You lose.
Yeah, now I'm dead. So as you can see, it's quite hard to fight against those guys. You really have to know your buttons here. So again, this one is to block more or less. This one is to hit yourself. If you are going to click in one of the directions, it will be going into that direction, of course, and like that. Yeah. And of course, if you lost, for example, you are asked if you really want to go on with this character, you will do that. The bad thing about it is you have to start again, more or less.
Go.
From, of course, the level itself there, so not that hard. But you are not going to be able to play... No, come on. And now one is going down, the other one is going to be killed too. Let's get a little bit of the stuff they have left there. Not sure if I can use that. Ah yeah. As you can see, if you are, for example, getting some of the collectibles which are lost by the enemies you are killing here, or you are at least fighting against whatever they are going to do after that. Now give him his finishing move, of course, and there's going to be the other one. I'm not able to kill that guy till now. I really have to see if I can do that.
Time to finish this.
Time to finish this. So really fat, really able to give me a very hard time. He's even able to get me And the power-up jump there. Good one. Let's see if I can kill them both. It's looking a little bit better than before for me here. Okay, that should be the first one. And that guy seems to have, yeah, got him. But there's another one. Not sure if I can get all of them killed here.
Outstanding.
Another finishing move more or less. Looks quite good this time around. Not sure if I'm really able to kill all of these guys, but probably at least, yeah, got it. But there's another one, of course. This is Shadow Skull. And now it's going to be all fighting all over again. I'm probably going to die now. Especially since they are really... Yeah, now they got me. So... Not all of the finishing moves are, for example, getting it. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. And I think now I lost, okay. But this is more or less the game, and it's quite astonishing how well it's be playable. You really have to fight a little to get to know the controls here and play it in a good way. But in the end, I really like it somehow. Just turn down the volume a little bit so I can tell you stuff here. Yeah, and I like it somehow. It's really a nice game. It has, yeah, quite good graphics. Not perfect, but quite good. And it's really fun to play with it and, yeah, try it out. And with that, I would say we can leave this now. So, I'm not even sure if I have a mouse pointer here anymore. I don't think so. Let's keep it like that, whatever. At least I hope you had a nice time watching this episode here. The episode is now finished. We will have another episode in the next week, I think, at the weekend more or less. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and have a nice day. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up, of course, and of course, if you want to know anything about this game, Continuum, whatever you want to talk about, please have a look at the below section of commentaries, of course, and yeah, just leave a comment there if you want to know anything, or I can talk something with you. And I'm trying to answer all of your answers or your comments there. And of course, thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, have a nice week. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed till now. And then I would say have a nice week. Till next time. Bye bye.